Good evening and welcome to EBTV's coverage of East Brunswick High School athletics. Tonight, football against the Hawks of J.P. Stevens High School. Hi, I'm Ken Saroka along with Richie Whalen. Richie, we were here last Friday and that was such a heartbreaking loss to Piscataway. And the big plays were the ones that busted up the Bears' chances of winning that game. How do you respond this week in this game?
Well, I think you can draw a lot of positives on what East Brunswick did against one of the better teams in the county. They really controlled the game, and like you said, if not for those big plays, and then they still had their chances to win the game. I think tonight, the big thing is J.P. Stevens has really struggled this year, haven't had a win, have gotten blown out by a couple of teams that East Brunswick has played pretty tough. So I think Coach Borden probably has been preaching this week not to overlook this team and go out and play the football that they've been playing so far against a team that I think they, are better than, but they have to be careful not to overlook this team, I believe.
And on offense, the offense was clicking on all cylinders. Mauro Tucci was running an effective offense here. Anything that you see that we could improve on for this week?
Yeah, I think maybe to not give up those big plays, I think overall East Brunswick's offense has looked great. Like you said, Mauro Tucci has been running the ball effectively. Justin Price really had a big game from last week. They also showed the ability to throw the ball a little bit. And I thought, except for those big plays, East Brunswick's defense did a pretty good job. You had commented on the last game how many plays behind the line of scrimmage that they were able to stop Piscataway on, but maybe just get rid of those big plays that they gave up last week. Although I don't think J.P. Stevens has quite the weapons that Piscataway does.
J.P. Stevens looking for their first win, and I guess for them maybe even a little more incentive to win to get off that big zero.
And one thing positive, they were shut out their first 3 games and played South Brunswick last week and were able to put 20 points on the board. They gave up 45, so I think maybe they're starting to figure some things out and feel better about themselves. So East Brunswick's got to come ready to play tonight.
This is the second of 3 consecutive home games for the Bears, and we'll be right back with first half action. And we are back here at J. Doyle Field. Captains meeting at midfield. East Brunswick comes into this game with a record of 1 win and 3 losses. The win coming on the road at North Bergen. Stevens looking for their first win, 0-4, but as Richie pointed out, they finally got on the scoreboard last week.
Yeah, it's a positive.
South Brunswick ran up 45 points on them, though.
Go Bears.
Bears will be dressed in the home green and white pants, and J.P. Stevens in the opposite, white with green pants.
Just looking at the schedule here for East Brunswick coming up. After Stevens today, they have a home game against Woodbridge, which probably is their toughest game left on the schedule, and then they play at New Brunswick, which won't be easy, but I don't think they're quite as good as Woodbridge, and then home against Perth Amboy and at Old Bridge, who's having a rough year this year.
And yeah, New Brunswick on the schedule for first time I can remember in quite a while.
Yep.
As it was being explained to me before the game that there was some controversy when Edison dropped down to the white division about who was going to play who didn't want to play who.
Right, exactly. Because Edison, as well as North Brunswick, at least when I played, we played North Brunswick. We're on the schedule, so that's why they played North Bergen and now New Brunswick, 2 new teams that they put into the schedule.
East Brunswick led on offense by Mauro Tucci, who through the first 4 games has 390 yards rushing as well as 189 yards passing. Justin Price had a great game last week, running right up the gut, getting a lot of holes opened up for him by that East Brunswick offensive line. And we would mention that was surprising against that big traditionally big line of Piscataway. Tonight we'll look for more of the same here.
We were talking earlier too, much different crowd tonight for East Brunswick. The 50th anniversary celebration had alumni from all different years here. It's not even close to as crowded as it was last weekend, and temperature is much different as well. This is one of those true fall football weather nights here.
But it is a beautiful night, no wind at all, a little cooler than we were last week. And next week, the homecoming ceremonies, homecoming festivities against Woodbridge. Glad to bring you all the action on EBTV. I'm Ken Saroka along with Richie Whalen. Tyler Janchik will tee it off for the Bears, moving right to left on the screen. 3 men back deep for the Hawks.
Number 7, Tyler Janchik set the kickoff for the Bears.
Janchik drops it right at the 20-yard line, picked up there by Keith McLean. McLean trying to break it to the outside and brought down by Tim O'Sullivan at the 30-yard line. And JP Stevens will take over there, 1st and 10.
One thing also, just thinking of things to improve for East Brunswick last week against Piscataway. One maybe negative is field position, where East Brunswick was starting regularly, you know, at the 20 or inside, and Piscataway was able to get good field position. So that's one thing I'm sure Coach Borden and the staff went over this week, shoring that up.
At quarterback, number 10, Charles Conley. From the shotgun, movement on the offensive line, and that will be a penalty there for a false start.
The other thing was flags are flying, a motion on the field.
1200 and then enter. Set main clock 12000. 3 O's? Yeah, because on here you get the point.
Penalty. Markoff will take the ball back to the 25-yard line, where JP Stevens will operate 1st and 15.
That's got to kill you as a coach there. You know, you're 0-4, you're struggling in your first offensive play, and you have a mental penalty like that where you don't know the snap count. Just make it more difficult on yourself here.
Once again, Conley from the shotgun. Inside handoff met for a loss.
There's a host of Bears in on that tackle.
Number 62, Joe Quaglieri, among several East Brunswick Bear defenders there for dropping loss of 2.5, call it 3. He's 2nd and 17. Handoff around the outside, getting some positive yardage there, but not really that much. Call it a gain of maybe 4. Still be 3rd down and 13.
4 yards, bringing up 3rd down and 12 for the Hawks.
Long 12, okay, we'll call it a long 12.
We'll get a chance later in the game. I can't believe how few players it looks like JP has on the sideline. Really looks like a small squad.
Dropping back, Conley looking to throw downfield. Has a man in the flat, Kevin Muriel, but that pass over his head, and it'll bring up a 4th down, and Bears will force a punt.
An incomplete pass. Incompleted pass on that 3rd down. Brings up
Dustin Schold, number 22, will drop back in punt coverage for the Bears. Conley's also, looks like, the punter here.
This isn't a time you try, but that's one advantage, having your quarterback back there punting. You can always run some type of fake.
Ball heading right to midfield. It bounces right at midfield and will be downed at the 48-yard line, where the Bears will take over 1st and 10.
for 1st and 10 on their 48-yard line.
Quarterbacking the Bears, number 10, Moro Tucci. Bears will operate with number 2, Mike Weber. 33, Justin Price. 22, Dustin Schuld in the backfield.
Do you want auto horn?
The handoff to Weber. Weber breaking it off tackle. Finds some room around the outside. Has room on the sideline. Down inside the 20. Knocked out of bounds or knocked down at inside the 10-yard line.
That run by Michael Weber brings the
They knock him down at the 9-yard line. A pickup of 43 yards.
Good start there by the Bears. I think Weber there kind of got past the line of scrimmage initially, almost looked shocked at how much room he had there, and then was able to turn it up and showed some good speed there.
Well, if you're defending East Brunswick, you got to play 8 men in the box because the East Brunswick does not have that passing game. Now they spread it out as Weber and Kevin Lance split low to the short side of your screen there. Tucci has it on the bootleg, running around the outside. Can he turn the corner?
Yes, he can.
Does. Hits the pylon, or just inside the pylon for the touchdown. A 2-play drive covering 52 yards. Tucci taking it 9 yards for the touchdown.
Well, East Brunswick 2 plays, 52 yards. Looked very impressive there.
Tyler Janczyk will come on to attempt the extra point.
Again, good read there by Tucci. Fake the ball to Price. A lot of people inside on JP bit, and he was able to have enough speed to get around the corner there.
Schuld has to corral that snap and does successfully as the Bears go up 7-0.
And I know Casey Schuld last week also had a nice hold of a ball that wasn't right to him, and those are little things as you know, who knows if it's going to be that important in this game, but does a nice job of holding the ball there. It sometimes goes overlooked. Here, have a look at Coach Borden there. Wasn't happy about something.
So JP Stevens goes 4 and out, 3 and out actually. 4 if you count the penalty play.
And this can't be a good thing too if you're the JP Stevens coach. Sometimes when teams aren't very successful, if they kind of get down early and don't have a good start, sometimes they, I wouldn't say fold it in, but don't have that confidence. You'd like to see a little better start than that if you're a JP.
Janczyk drills this one deep. Picked up by Rocco Mazza. Mazza's going to go down the sideline. Now cuts it to the middle. Has room. Now only one person to beat, and that's Tucci. Tucci and Price, and Mazza slips down right around midfield. Excellent return there by number 5, Rocco Mazza, for the Hawks.
I think everyone on the kick coverage there kind of over-pursued, and then when he made a good cutback there, he had a lot of room. And like I had said before, that's maybe one area East Brunswick hasn't been great with this year, at least the games that I've been to. So positive there for JP. Now they have a shorter field here. Same position that East Brunswick was in the last time, 52 yards to get to the end zone.
Conley looking on the keeper to take it to the outside. Drags a couple of Bears forward into East Brunswick territory. Knocked down at the 48, just inside the 48-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 6. Conley, back, shotgun. Bears fake blitz, now come by, and Conley slips down right on the Bear logo there for a loss of a yard. He'll be marked down at midfield, so that'll be a loss of 2 yards on the play.
Brings up 3rd and 7 for the Hawks.
just from this early going, it seems like a lot depends on how Charles Conley does. It seems like he's going to have the ball in his hands, obviously as a quarterback a lot, but making the decisions. Last time looked to throw it on third down there, so he's going to have to have a good game for JP to stay in this here.
Conley takes it, snap, the rush is on, passing down the middle. Ball is tipped by Lance and almost picked up by Tucci over the middle. Bears defend that well, brings up 4th and 8 from midfield. And Bears will drop 3 back to accept the punt here. Tim O'Sullivan joins Dustin Schold.
And East Brunswick just has to be aware all night tonight with JP. You know, a team that hasn't had a win, they're probably going to try some different things, so they have to be careful in all situations here.
A low line drive, bouncing kick, takes a hop right into the hands of Schold, who will be wrapped up immediately at the 17-yard line. That punt got a favorable bounce on the new turf field here.
Bears offense will start off 1st and 10 on their 19-yard line.
And they're going to give him the 19-yard line as his forward progress. Bears with their second possession now. It's 7 minutes and 39 seconds left to go in this first quarter.
And just by looking at that first East Brunswick drive, it looks like East Brunswick is going to have a lot of success here tonight. And I was kind of, when I was looking at the scores of the JP games, I was wondering how they could be giving up 34, 36, 41, 45, but
Tucci looking to pitch it, but wrapped up smartly by Rocco Mazza. Mazza got to Tucci quickly and limited his option availability there.
And I think that was a good decision by Tucci. He didn't have great control of it there, and rather than risk it there, I think he did the smart thing. You don't want to give JP Stevens, you know, any chance to get the ball there. So I think that was a good decision to hold on to it.
2nd and 12. Price the lone setback. In motion, Weber. Tucci bounces it outside. This time pursued by several Hawk players. Gets back maybe to the original line of scrimmage. And it'll bring up a 3rd down. And they're going to give him 2 yards, okay? 3rd and 9 now. Ball at the 20.
Seems like to start, JP's really bunched up inside, where they're kind of daring East Brunswick to take it to the outside.
Weber in motion. The inside handoff to Price. Price looking to find a hole here. Has to get to the 29. Oh, that's going to be really close. It's going to be a left foot, right foot spot here. But it does look like his progress took him across the 29. And a 1st down for East Brunswick. Their first down on this drive, 2nd overall. Now, when you played, Richie, did they run the same kind of offense, same style of offense?
Yeah, it was similar. We were in the wishbone a little bit more, but very, very similar.
Eye over formation, inside handoff to Price, but stacked up as he tries to get over right tackle.
When I played in my years, we had 2 good running quarterbacks, Greg Holheim and Dave Kilkenny, who both made the top 50 list. So, you know, a lot kind of what you see with Tucci here. They have the ability to run the ball.
Progress marked at the 32, excuse me. 2nd down and 7. Again, the eye over formation. Price the up back. Schold gets the, oh, that's Weber. The fake to him. Price gets the pitch and manages to bring it out over the 35 to the 36.
Just in Price picks up a half a dozen.
30.
Third down and 3.5.
I'd like to see East Brunswick once in a while when they do that and pitch it, run into the wide side of the field a little bit more. I think, you know, at times, a lot of times they have that play where they're going to the short side. Don't give yourself as much room.
Schold in motion. Tucci's going to keep it. Look, get to the outside. He has the first down and more. Picks up a block by Price on the outside there and manages to get out to the 47-yard line, and another Bears first down. Tucci not only has good speed, but quick feet, too, to make those kind of quick cuts to break it outside even more and uses blocking. Ball on the 47-yard line. Bears moving out from their own 19 on this drive.
I actually am just looking out the window here. I see the Woodbridge coaches here scouting for next week. They play East Brunswick.
Inside handoff to Dustin Schold. Schold maybe 2 yards to the 49. Stopped there by a host of Hawk defenders.
2 yards.
Second and 8.
Second and 8 from the 49.
What's really different about this is you gotta keep telling them inside.
East Brunswick seems to be getting more of their yardage around the outside, around the tackles, rather than inside the tackles. Wishbone backfield here. The up man, Price, gets the handoff.
Justin Price
Gets it across midfield into Hawk territory, knocked down at the 48-yard line. Gonna bring up a third down and 5.
to pick up a 5, bringing up second and 5
Third and 5 here.
from the 48.
And I don't know if we're in 2-down territory here to get this first down. Let's see how.
I think this might be the time to maybe give Tim O'Sullivan a little shot here down the field.
He's got single coverage on the short side movement there in the backfield. 2 men moving at once. The Price took a step, but Schold was also in motion. And that's going to push the Bears back to the 47-yard line. That'll bring up a third down and 10 now. O'Sullivan will split out to the top, to the right. Schold in the slot.
Watch maybe the wheel route here to Price.
Tucci pitches at the Price. The ball's on the ground and picked up on a fumble recovery by 34 Anthony Rovito. Not much room. You're right. They're running that to the short side. Not much room there. Defenders have a chance to use the sideline as an extra defender.
And just a little just sloppy play too, those last 2 plays. 2 men in motion there, and you know, you got to secure that ball if you do pitch it. East Brunswick just looks a little, you know, this game, it's just one of those, at least the way up here, I have the feel it's just kind of both teams a little bit going through the motions here. There's not a big crowd on hand.
The longer you leave a team like this in the game, the more confidence they're going to get.
Exactly.
Conley in the shotgun. Bears showing blitz. Inside handoff to 28. Eric Boonen gets nothing.
Inside ground attack by the Hawks.
Loss of 1 yard. So once again, the Bears coming up with another negative yardage play against the Hawks. Bring up a second down and 11. Ball just on the outside of the Bears 45. Conley, once again with Boonen in the backfield. Now in motion, Mazza. Blitz coming. They've got Conley, and they sack him down at the 45-yard line. Tim O'Sullivan and John Segredo That's a large loss. It'll bring up
From the Hawks, 45.
a 3rd and 21, actually, from the Hawks 45.
And East Brunswick, the times that number 10, Charles Conley, has dropped back to pass have been getting a great rush. So I think JP really has to kind of roll him out and get him away from the pressure to buy him a little bit more time. If he stays in that pocket, he's not going to be able to have enough time to get the passes off.
Well, coming up through is Price again. Price has him and throws a pass. They didn't call him in the grasp or down, so it's an incomplete pass. So that would have been a loss of another 15 yards. So
that ended up working out for JP there with not losing yards, but you know, he's kind of letting go of that ball, not knowing what's going to happen. That ball could have been
that ball goes back. Yeah, that ball goes backwards.
Or that is as well, exactly.
Connolly will drop back to punt. Dustin Schuld will hover around the Bears' 20-yard line to receive the punt. Now moves up. Connolly's last punt was more of a line drive. This one is a nice high end-over-ender, but will come down at the 30 and bounce slowly to the 25-yard line where the Bears will take over 1st and 10. JP Stevens winning the field position game. Bears have started now, last 2 possessions, back inside their own 30. 39 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Bears up 7-0. Bringing all the action on EBTV. I'm Ken Saroka along with Richie Whalen.
Green is going that way.
Not that I think this is the right mindset to have here, because I think you have to just get back to basics and move the ball methodically here. But if you have some type of, I wouldn't even say trick play or something that you like, maybe just to get East Brunswick jump started here a little bit, you might think about that.
Weber gets the handoff, looks around the outside. Conley has him wrapped up. And if Conley doesn't wrap him up, Weber has that entire sideline open for potential big gain. As it is, Conley wraps him up for a 2-yard gain. Ball will be spotted, actually only a 1-yard gain. Ball on the 26-yard line. 2nd and 9.
A quick quarter. I'm looking up. There's only 15 seconds left in this quarter.
Time will probably run out before the Bears get this play off.
And you're right.
And that is the end of the first quarter. With the score, the Bears 7, JP Stevens nothing. This game will be broadcast 3 times on EBTV. The first showing of it will be on Wednesday, October 22nd at 10 p.m., followed Saturday the 25th at 3 p.m., and Sunday the 26th at 5 p.m. Once again, we'd like to thank the EBTV technical crew for coming out and doing an outstanding job every year, year in, year out, helping us broadcast East Brunswick High School athletics to you. Well, Richie, this was kind of a lackluster quarter.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you look at it, you know, East Brunswick, that first drive, 2 plays, 52 yards. And since then, you know, they've shown the ability to move the ball here in little chunks. But, you know, a couple of penalties, you know, the turnover that they had, they just kind of seem a little bit out of sync. And if you're JP Stevens, you know, like you had said before, they are winning the field position battle a little bit. But they really haven't shown the ability to do much on offense with that field position. They've actually been going backwards. So,
yeah, the Bears will be moving left to right on your television screen for the second quarter here at J. Doyle Field. Next home games for the Bears will be Friday the 24th against Woodbridge Homecoming. 2nd and 9. Price and Schuld in the backfield behind Tucci. Tucci looking to keep it, cuts it inside and gets out over the 30-yard line. Met there by Tyleek Gaynor, who cuts Tucci down just around the 27-yard line. Be a 3rd down and 6.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
3rd and 3, excuse me, 3rd and 3, long 3.
From the 32-yard line.
Ball at the 32. Price, the lone setback behind Tucci. Tucci under center, looking to keep it himself. Comes off right guard, has room, comes down the near sideline. One person to beat, stops, tries to give a stiff arm, stays on his feet, and is wrestled out of bounds at the 29-yard line. Well, there's running it to the wide side.
Exactly.
Utilizing the Tucci's quickness.
I thought maybe he would be able to, if he kept going. I guess it's easier to see on the field when you're there, but I thought he might have been able to pick up a few more yards or almost even get by that defender there. But good run there.
Man, the chain gang getting the chains placed. Referee blows the play in. Price, the lone setback. Schold in motion. The inside handoff, Justin Price. Gets it across the 25, down to the 22. Tackled by Anthony Ravito, number 34 for the Hawks of J.P. Stevens.
And Ken, we saw a lot of that last week against Piscataway. Price running the ball up hard in the middle there and just gaining chunks of yards.
Price, the lone setback. Lance split out low. Schold now in motion. Tucci looking to pass over the middle. There's Tim O'Sullivan down the middle. Touchdown, nobody around him. Tim O'Sullivan, 22 yards. And the East Brunswick touchdown.
Think that was a blown coverage a little bit or what?
Good ball fake and chance for Tucci to find some opening. I think he also had another wide receiver open too. Pick and choose, but
I guess, you know, as a defense, when the team you're playing against run, you just get caught up staring in the backfield. Linebackers come up on the play fake, and that's what happens.
Janchik on to attempt the extra point. The hold is good. The kick is also good. And the Bears go up 14-0. 10:25 remaining second quarter. Set up by good inside running, good outside running. East Brunswick's offense seems to be clicking there on all cylinders after a couple of rather lackluster possessions.
And it seems to me, obviously, you look at the scores and of the J.P. Stevens this year, and you know, obviously struggling even to compete here. So this is one of those games. East Brunswick, their leaders, their captains, you know, the coaches just have to kind of stay on top of the players here to, you know, to play the full time that you're out here. And you know, you can't. This might be one of those games that you can't really worry about the opponent. You have to make sure that you're continuing to play good football for the future games here. And obviously it's early still, a lot can happen. It's, you know, 14-0, but kind of get the feel that it's one of those games that East Brunswick just has to stay on task here and get the job done.
Janchik drives it deep. Rocco Mazza will pick it up at the 14-yard line.
Kick is taken at the 15-yard line.
Gets a good block there. Mazza's trying to sneak his way through the middle and gets it out over the 30 to the 34-yard line, where J.P. Stevens will take over 1st and 10.
Yeah, he picked up a great block there.
Looked though that there was a little bit of a hold coming in. One of the men coming in on the right side, trying to pursue. Looked like he got grabbed a little bit there. Referee let the officials there let that one go. Connolly from the shotgun with Boonen in the backfield acting as protector there. Wide receiver split to the top. Two more in the slot. Connolly takes a quarterback draw, gets it across the first line of defense and runs smack into Kevin Lance, who has to bring him down saving a touchdown there. Gain of 12 on the play.
I want to give J.P. Stevens credit for that, but that's one of those, it almost looks like East Brunswick's not ready to go there on defense. He didn't get touched for the first 7 or 8 yards there.
It's a case you mentioned where J.P. Stevens might be relying so much on Connolly. If Connolly is having a good game, then they're having a good game.
Exactly.
East Brunswick brings the blitz from the outside. Oh, missing a chance there.
Conley on the keeper.
Takes it out to midfield where he's wrapped up for a gain of a couple.
And dropped on the 49-yard line.
For the Bears, number 72, Alex Rook had a chance to get in at him. Conley just stepped up, decided to tuck it under and run.
That's one thing, especially when you face a quarterback that is quick. When you have that rush and you're coming in on him, you have to be able to then stop and be under control, because he's just not going to stand there for you. So Conley, give him credit, did a good job of escaping and getting a decent gain there.
Coach Borden yelling out something on the defensive signals. Bears were not in a good spot. Pitch on the outside, a late pitch. Breaking it through is Boonen, who stumbles. He had only one person to beat. Tucci was the only defender back there. Boonen gets it out to the 26, 25-yard line.
Can you imagine that play there? I can't believe the ball got through. I was saying, what is he doing?
Yeah, it was a very late pitch and a lot of traffic around there. And Coach Borden's going to call a timeout.
Yeah,
He was yelling out instructions to move people around or change formations on the defense before that play started. He thought he had it in position. He looked like he was ready to call a timeout then. But looked like the Bears had responded by repositioning themselves. But that play went for big yards, and Coach Borden is not happy. .8:43 left to go, second quarter.
See poor Dolan sitting here by himself trying to do this. I mean, he needs to put the score up at least, right? Possession, you probably could do it in a quarter. No, I'm saying the other guy that was here last week was Whalen. Were you here last week?
I'm sure something he's saying too is, listen, guys.
Yeah, you can't read lips here, and unfortunately for the EB TV audience who's used to having the coaches mic'd up, we don't mic up Coach Borden.
Yeah, and I think just in general, football's just that different.
Well, we don't have that 7-second delay. Let's just say that and leave that as it is.
Right.
Although occasionally we can hear it here in the booth, what's going on down there.
Right.
It's not happy sometimes. All right, Connolly is going to bring the Hawks out, 1st and 10. Ball on the 22-yard line, 21. Connolly on the keeper, looking to snake his way through. Gets inside and is brought down by Tim O'Sullivan at the
Brought down by Tim O'Sullivan.
I mean, and JP is just really beating East Brunswick on a simple quarterback draw. That's it.
Pick up a 5, 2nd and 5.
On the 21.
I mean, I would, if I were JP, I'd run that play over and over and over again until they show that they can stop it.
2 wide receivers split to the top, a man in the slot as well. Connolly breaks it to the outside, has blockers in front of him, takes it all the way down inside the 10.
Someone lost their cleat.
First down, J.P. Stevens. 1st and goal as the ball will be spotted on the 6-yard line. Well, Connolly had two wide receivers out there and another man in the slot, so he's just running through his good blocking there, and Bears were unable to get to the ball in numbers. First and goal from the 6.
Number 70, if we get a look at the right guard, his left cleat is not on fully. His heel's all the way out of it, so.
Inside handoff, Boonen's going nowhere.
Inside handoff.
Connolly almost slipped down and fell, handing it off.
Yeah, number 7, he needs to get his cleat on. It's like it came off again. He never got it fully on. Have a good look at him there. I think that would be something, too, with an equipment thing, that if he just let someone know, that he would be able to get that back on.
Second and goal from the 7. So Boonen lost a yard there. Connolly, 2 wide receivers, split top, same formation they had when he pulled off that long distance quarterback draw. Now he's going to run to the outside, and oh wow, coming right in. Smack Julian Quinton.
And that's sometimes what you need to do with especially a quarterback that runs the ball well. You're getting hurt with that. You give him a couple big hits, and he's going to be a little bit more tentative running that ball there.
Well, Connolly turned around, and then all of a sudden, boom. He was not looking that way.
Doesn't feel good.
Third and goal. Ball now on the 12-yard line. The pitch, hit on the. Connolly almost had to eat that ball, pitched it. The ball bounced. Boonen picked it up, but was dropped for a loss. And after getting down to the 6-yard line, J.P. Stevens has now moved backwards on 3 consecutive plays.
And I like a little adjustment it looks like East Brunswick is making here. Last couple plays, it looks like they've been sending a couple people on like a run blitz, where they've really been clogging up the inside and making it tough for JP here. So good adjustment there by East Brunswick, sending some more people.
That's 4th down and goal from the 18. So here you have to put it in the end zone if you're JP Stevens here. East Brunswick dropping 3 back in coverage. Conley coming in the back.
Jump ball
in the end zone, and intercepted by Dustin Schuld. And East Brunswick will take over on the interception in the end zone. Touchback brings the ball out to the 20, so the Bears actually do gain 2 yards on that one.
Good job by Dustin there, getting the ball at its height.
And that time Dustin knew it was coming, but he got burned on that big touchdown pass at the end of the game last game. And I guess you don't want to single out players like that, but in that case they had that pegged, and Dustin, I maybe was a little bit watching too much the quarterback and not paying attention to the receiver. Bears take over on offense here. Tucci will take it, run it off left tackle, breaks it around the outside, gets it to the sideline, and is forced out of bounds over the 40. And we're going to have a late hit flag.
That's a tough call. J.P. Stevens guy, I think, just kind of was running with his momentum and hit into him a little bit.
Personal foul. And that will mark off another 15 yards. And we'll bring the ball over midfield.
One other thing I was going to say on that last interception there for East Brunswick is good job by the defensive line. I think Conley really had to get the ball out of his hands much earlier than he wanted to. The receiver wasn't even there yet, so give the defensive line a lot of credit on that last interception.
Ball on the 46-yard line. Full house backfield for the Bears. Tucci under center, pitches it to Weber. Weber's looking to do something with it. Is going to have to bounce it. And loss of 9 yards as Weber had no room to run on the right side. Tried to come back, and JP pursued to the ball nicely.
Not a good decision there by Weber. He kind of saw nothing was there. Instead of just kind of getting what he could, then he tried to go back farther.
Loss of 9 yards brings the ball back to the East Brunswick 45-yard line. Bears need to get to the J.P. Stevens 36 for a first down. So 2nd down and 19, 4 minutes, 12 seconds left to go, second quarter. Bears up 14-0. Tucci will keep it himself, and he'll get back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe a little short of that, gains 8. be a 3rd down and 11. Ball on the 47.
It'll be 3rd and 11 from the 47.
And JP, you know, obviously they would expect this a little more on 3rd and 11, but their guys are creeping up again. East Brunswick might be able to get something over the top on them again.
Kevin Lance splits out to the near side. O'Sullivan to the top. Schold in the slot. Tucci drops back, straight drop. Try to hit Schold on a slant route. That ball was a little bit short, and it'll bring up a 4th down and 11. Bears punting for the first time.
Yeah, I think he rushed that a little bit too. He, for some reason, wanted to get rid of it so quickly and really didn't put any touch on the ball there. I think he had a little bit more time there, and I think he had an opportunity to put a little less zip on that ball there. But hey, JP, not a bad job after that big play by Tucci, and obviously have to be disappointed when you have a 1st and goal from inside the 10 and not get anything. So a pretty good series there by JP, even though they do lose some field position here.
Janczyk will punt the ball. A nice high kick. Ball takes a great East Brunswick roll, and it'll roll down and between the 12 and the 13-yard line, where JP Stevens will take over 1st and 10. 3 minutes even left to go. On the Bears schedule, remaining games next Friday night, the 24th, will be home here at Jade Oil Field. EBTV coverage also against Woodbridge. Then on the 31st, Halloween night at New Brunswick. We mentioned that's one of those games that's new coming on the schedule there. November 7th, back home here at Jade Doyle against Perth Amboy. And then the Thanksgiving Day game this year is at Old Bridge. Plus any state playoff games that come in there,
right.
Consolation games. Conley. Looking. The ball is knocked out of his hands, but he's able to fall forward and fall on the ball. Sloppy play there as ball was knocked out of his hands. Was he trying to pitch it?
I think the guy was on his other side. He was just holding that ball improperly. Obviously, that's the last thing JP Stevens needs there. Just being a little careless with the ball.
Conley from the shotgun. The snap, inside handoff on the draw to Boonen. Boonen is going to get through everybody. And Eric Boonen may not be the tallest on the field, 5'1", but he just broke it 25 yards for a Hawk 1st down. Reminds me of a player who played for the Miami Dolphins and the Philadelphia Eagles way back in the day, Norm Bulash.
You got me there.
Yeah.
On the 34.
I remember when he played for the Eagles once, he took a draw and went 80 yards for a touchdown, which surprised everybody because he wasn't the fastest. Connolly drops back to pass. Bears on the rush. He's looking, now trying to escape defenders. Does get across the line of scrimmage, gains 3, and is brought down at the 37-yard line.
Not that JP has to be in super fast mode here, but the clock is winding down. There's right now under a minute 30 left, so.
JP Stevens does have all of their timeouts remaining.
2nd and 8 from the 37.
And that clock is ticking here.
Connolly rolling right.
Trying to set up a screen.
Try to set up a screen back to Boonen. Now has to eat it and gets back. Doesn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Call that a sack now.
And if I was East Brunswick, I would be taking a timeout here to get the ball back and another chance. I guess they were hoping JP would take one so they wouldn't have to burn one. But
and they will. JP Stevens will take a timeout.
Because if that's still flashing, you can arrow through and change before you end.
Figure if they try a pass, incompletion
Right.
will stop the clock, and Bears can save their 2 remaining timeouts.
Exactly, which was good, and that's the right thing to do there. Wait and make sure that, see if JP was going to, and maybe if you're JP there, I guess you take a timeout here. Whenever you have an opportunity to put some points on the board, you have decent field position here. And if you look, East Brunswick is up 14-0 here, and I guess they've done what they've had to do so far, but just a little sloppiness, a turnover, a couple penalties. One other thing I look at too when a team is kind of out of it a little bit is, East Brunswick, I thought for the most part, last game against Piscataway did a really good job of some solid tackling. You see a lot of more missed tackles here tonight. That's always one sign that I look for with the football team if they're not quite into it, how many missed tackles that they had. And East Brunswick is missing some tackles tonight that they should make.
Yeah. Who is this?
This is a lot easier as you're going along.
Say it again. Open a press
When you know what you're pushing.
Yeah. Okay, what's
Third down and 8.
How about the football
Wide
game?
receivers split to both sides. Connolly drops back, straight rush. Here come the Bears pursuing, and they drop him for a
Timeout
loss.
should be now.
There's a host of
And yes,
tacklers.
East Brunswick will get a timeout.
Timmy O'Sullivan for a loss of 7 yards.
Loss of 7 on the play.
And I blame Connolly there. The offensive line, I thought, did a pretty decent job of picking up some people coming in. He just has to have a head in his clock and get rid of the ball. Now, I didn't really take a great look downfield and see if he had people open, but
Well, he has to do his reads. He has the first man's not open, go to the second read. But the Bears, with 44 seconds left, will receive the punt. Should put them on the positive side of the 50-yard line. And from there, who knows?
right.
1 timeout remaining. There will be a timeout on the change of possession, if there is one here after this play. Looks like East Brunswick's going to prepare for a run back as O'Sullivan, Schold, and Schold will head back to receive this punt. I don't know. I personally, I would go for the block here. You have one sure-handed deep man, and if that need be, then you just call for a fair catch and hold on the ball. But to bring pressure here, snap is good. Connolly, another low line drive. It's going to head out of bounds just over midfield. Waiting for the official mark. Ball 48-yard line of Stevens.
And nothing against Conley. He's a good player, good quarterback, made a couple tackles on defense. Surprised that JP doesn't have a better punter than that on their squad. Looks like if I was out there, how I'd be punting the ball. I think I could punt it actually maybe a little better than that.
All right, Price is the lone setback. Tucci's going to take the ball from the shotgun formation. 3 wide receivers to the right. Tucci rolling. Will find Weber. Weber corrals it and will get through. The first line of defense cuts
Nice
through.
cut.
Breaks a tackle and goes all the way for an East Brunswick touchdown, 47 yards.
Great cut by Weber there. Stopped on a dime. And I thought a nice job there. And that might have been his, first read there. But I thought Tucci did a really nice job of being calm in the pocket, not trying to force something deep, and hit Weber right in stride.
Weber had a little problem bobbling it, but he picked it up. But that great move down around the maybe 15-yard line, where he cut it back inside and managed to elude the last line of defense. And
Janczek in to attempt the extra point.
Bears score one play, one drive, or that drive, one play, 47 yards, and the touchdown. Scholl has to pick the ball off the turf again, and the kick is good. And with 24 seconds remaining, East Brunswick's up 21-0 on JP Stevens. At halftime here, there will be for the live performance of the marching band. on a cool but very much autumn football weather night here at J. Doyle Field. Not much breeze, if any, which is always good in this press box, not to have
You're right.
a breeze blowing.
You're right.
Because although the windows are closed in front of us, the doors are open and there are coaches sitting on top of us with the roof hatch open, so it would be cold in here regardless.
Right.
Janczyk's going to tee it up at the 40, dropping back deep for the Hawks. Kevin Muriel, number 6.
Is he doing it for the top order? Monroe's always good now, I think, aren't they?
Little line drive kick right there. Picking up is the short man, Keith McLean. McLean bringing it back to the middle of the field. Eludes one tackle, but is brought down at the 30-yard line. Bears do have one timeout remaining. But if you're JP Stevens, you just kneel on it and just, you know, go in.
That's a good question, you know. It's
play something safe here that you don't end up putting the ball on the ground again. Connolly has fumbled once, although he did recover it. He has one interception. The handoff to Boonen, who's going to take it up the middle. Met by a host of Bear defenders for a minimal gain of 1, maybe 2, and the clock will wind its way down. And that is officially the end of the first half with the score Bears 21, Hawks 0. Well, that was definitely a much more entertaining second quarter than the first quarter for the Bears, playing smart defense as well as consistent execution on offense.
Yeah, I think they definitely woke up a little bit in that second quarter and, you know, did things much better there. So.
And this is a nice game for the Bears, too, because New Brunswick's not a slouch team.
No,
Woodbridge's
they
not a
aren't.
slouch. I mean, the schedule doesn't get any easier for the Bears. I mean, GMC games are never easy games, but this schedule does not get any easier. And, of course, Old Bridge, a traditional rivalry.
Yeah, and you know, Woodbridge always plays East Brunswick tough. You know, and you're at New Brunswick. And even the game, you know, at Old Bridge on Thanksgiving, East Brunswick hasn't had a great record over, I think, 2 wins and maybe the 15 times they've played, so.
Well, we'll be back with second half action right after this.
Want to take over? Marching band and color guard. First, Shenando Basu, escorted by Santanu Jayadi Basu. Anjay Bahat, escorted by Asha and Ajay Bahat. Robert Braun and Mina Mai, escorted by Anna and Steve Braun. Jonathan Balasama and Kyle Bush, escorted by Al and Sue Bush. Pranav Chala, escorted by Raj and Lakshmi Chala. Michael Kiyosi, escorted by Margaret and Joseph Kiyosi. Stephanie Coker, escorted by Daniel Lynch. Laura Engelman, escorted by Sheila Engelman. Joseph Fan, escorted by Yan Su. Meg Garano, escorted by Barbara Gargano. Debbie Goodwin, escorted by Randy and Steve Goodwin. Joey Gundisi, escorted by Tim and Barbara Stoller and Joe Gundisi. Ryan Holland, escorted by Kathy Holland. Christopher Hundemeter, escorted by the Hundemeter family. Alex Lass, escorted by Susan and Ben Lass. Greg Mayer, escorted by Lunmila and Leonid Mayer. Talia Neiman, escorted by Rena and Avigdor Neiman. Juan Carlo Salvania, escorted by Ederatas and Narcosa Salvania. Jason Surprina, escorted by Jamie and Darren Surprina. And Tom Wang, escorted by Halen Wang and Linda Niu. How about a big round of applause for our senior members of our varsity marching band.
Second half action underway shortly here at J. Doyle Field. I'm Ken Saroka along with Richie Whalen as the Bears have a 21-0 lead on the Hawks of J.P. Stevens. Big plays, this time working for the Bears, Richie.
Yeah. Really, really big one to kind of get up to 21 there. East Brunswick did a nice job of getting the ball back at the end of the half, and a big play to put them up 21-0 and get a little bit more breathing room. The
Bears opened their game with a two-play drive, culminating in a 9-yard run by Moro Tucci. 2 plays, Weber took the ball and took it 40-some yards, and then Tucci took it the remaining 9 on the second play to go up 7-0, and then Tim O'Sullivan over the middle, wide open, 22-yard pass from Tucci for the touchdown. And then, as you mentioned, at the end of the half, poor clock management, I guess, for JP, not running out the clock or forcing East Brunswick to take more timeouts, and then getting the ball back with 40-some seconds left and running a nice little pass pattern on the sideline for Weber and breaking a couple of tackles and going 47 yards for the touchdown to give the Bears a 21-point lead at half.
And I think JP really had a chance in the second quarter, down 14-0. They had a 1st and goal from about the 5 and just kind of went backwards, where I think that was really their chance to kind of make it, a ball game a little bit. East Brunswick did a nice job of stopping them, and, really since that point, JP hasn't been doing much, and East Brunswick's played a little bit better from that point on. So I think that was probably, if we look at the game so far, the key, series there. East Brunswick buckling down a little bit and stopping them on that 1st and goal.
You think anything was said at halftime to keep the Bears focused on the fact that there is only 0 points up and to make it a point not to let this team score?
I think so. I think something to that degree, definitely. Like we had mentioned earlier, East Brunswick plays a tough Woodbridge team here next week, and at this time of year, and always a coach is always looking to, each game you want to, work on things and be a little bit better. So I'm sure Coach Borden relayed that message to his team that, listen, we're up 21-0. This game we might have in hand here, but we, moving forward, need to be playing better. Just a lot of little things. Maybe a little bit better on their kickoff coverage, things like that. So
J.P. Stevens in the white uniforms, East Brunswick in the green. East Brunswick will receive the second half kickoff. Moro Tucci and Mike Weber back deep to receive the kickoff here from your favorite offensive lineman, who has replaced his shoe this time, number 70 for the Hawks. The kick is going to come down to Tim O'Sullivan. Sullivan almost slips down. Sullivan's going to break through to the 35-yard line, takes several Hawk defenders with him, and comes down to the 39-yard line, where the Bears will take over 1st and 10.
The thing I always like with Tim O'Sullivan there is he just kind of gets the ball, gets as many yards as he can, puts his shoulder down, and he doesn't dance around with the ball. He gets the ball, goes full speed, and gets all the yards that he can.
Tucci, a quarterback. Justin Price and Mike Weber, the backs behind him, kept Lance to the near side, the handoff inside to Price, who stumbles through the first line of defenders and gets 9, close, maybe 8 now. They're saying they're going to mark him down at the 47-yard line. Pickup of 8 yards, and it'll be 2nd and 2.
You're right. Once you get the hang of it, it's easier. You're not putting down what down or how much to go. You're just putting what yard line. The machine does it.
Lance at the top, full backfield for the Bears. This handoff goes to Weber, who's trying to find room inside. He does take it across the first down marker to the midfield stripe, and Bears will have a 1st down and 10 from just inside Hawk territory.
I know you asked me, Ken, about what East Brunswick says. What do you think the J.P. Stevens coach, what do you say at halftime to those guys?
Well, you focus on one play, one series. You get that first touchdown and worry about everything else there. Play good defense. That's what I would say.
Right.
J.P. Stevens been shut out 3 of their 4 games coming in. It's a difficult situation, I guess, for them. Price with the handoff straight up the gut. And hanging on for dear life, Anthony Ravito, number 34, a linebacker for the Hawks, brings them down after a gain of 7.
Second and a deuce.
These are one of these games too. As a player, you know, East Brunswick, it's got to be fun. You're able to be successful. You know, get some carries here. Try to do some good things here.
Dustin Schold bounces it off one tackler, but
Dustin Schold up the gut.
Rocco Mazza for the Hawks wraps up Schold for no gain.
Yeah, I thought for a minute there he was going to bounce that off and maybe get some big yards there, but just wasn't able to get through the tackler.
Bringing up 3rd and 4.
3rd down and 4, ball on the 44-yard line. Bears have to get to the Hawk 40. Schold and Price, the setbacks. Weber split out to the left. Tucci's going to keep it. Go around the outside. Block there. Gets from Weber. Goes on the outside. He's going to go all the way for an East Brunswick touchdown. 44 yards, Mauro Tucci. And I can just see, you can see, if you watch the replay, you will see Mike Weber put up his hands like, I didn't push the guy down.
Yeah, I was kind of looking right after that if a flag was going to come down, but I think it was probably a good call where he just was in bad position there. Good cut there by Tucci to be able to get to the outside.
East Brunswick scores on their first possession of the second half.
As soon as you added the 6, everything off the hook.
And I guess you got to be pretty happy as East Brunswick coach there did kind of probably what you wanted to. Came out, had a good drive.
Tyler Janchik to attempt the point after.
Kick is up.
And the kick is good.
Making the score, the Bears, 28.
28-0 our score.
So if you hit the possession, it takes it off. Okay. If you hit the home possession button, it just takes it off the board.
And again, this game is going to be broadcast 3 times on EBTV. The first broadcast will be Wednesday, the 22nd of October at 10 p.m. It'll be rebroadcast Saturday, the 25th at 3 p.m. and Sunday, the 26th at 5 p.m. Thank you to the EBTV technical crew. It does take a bunch of people to come out here and do this. This is not something that can be done easily with one person. There's actually 4 or 5 here at the games. Had a chance to do a little short segment for the East Brunswick Library Connections program about how they broadcast these games. A lot of people come up to me at the high school and ask me, well, what do they do? What do you do when you're up there in the booth? Well, there's a lot of stuff that goes on. Tyler Janchik will tee it up for the Bears at the 40. He squibs it right through. It hits one man, picked up by
Fumble,
and now ball's loose on the ground. It's still loose, being pounced around. Who's going to pick it up?
I think number 54 got it for JP.
Anthony Ravato had the ball knocked out of his hands on the squib kick.
Although East Brunswick number 42 there, John Segredo, ended up with the ball. He's kind of showing the ref and saying, what is going on here? So, not sure what happened there. But nevertheless, JP will have the ball in poor field position here, though.
Take over on the 19-yard line. Connolly at quarterback at the shotgun. Charles Connolly, the 5'11 junior, will take it on the draw. Gets maybe a yard. Gets it to the 20. That was one of the plays that was effective in the first half, that quarterback draw.
Yeah, that one really sustained drive that JP had, they probably ran that 5 or 6 times with good yards, just weren't able to do anything when they got it inside the 10.
I don't believe Conley has completed a pass. He only attempted a few of them. One was complete, but it was to Dustin Schold of the Bears.
True.
Conley looking to run it around the left side. Will break it out, gets close to the marker. We'll have to wait for a spot there as he gets out close to the 29-yard line. Referees will take a look here.
Pick up of 8 or 9 yards.
And they give him a first down. First down, Hawks. Ball 29-yard line.
First and 10 for the Hawks.
Boonin back there in the backfield next to Conley. Hands off to Boonin inside and picks up 11 yards. Eric Boonin has a couple of major carries here for the Hawks. Only 5'1" in stature, but he gets through that line and takes players with him.
You're right, Ken. He's had a couple of nice bursts on some plays and runs tough.
First down for the Hawks, ball on the 39-yard line. Rolling, Connolly looking to pass, throws it, desperate throw, but he does manage to get rid of it before being sacked. Good pursuit there by the Bears.
Looking downfield. This does it. Brings up 2nd and 10 from the 39.
You're right, it is easier.
Number 16, Nick Goodzak, had a chance there.
But if nobody's showing you what to do, forget it. Like you said,
Yeah, and East Brunswick really kind of like they did in the first half a little bit. Starting to send a couple of people I saw on that last play, number 42, John Segrito, coming in on a blitz there and just trying to disrupt some things up the middle there, forcing Conley out of the pocket.
2nd and 10. Draw play to Ravito. Ravito is going to get out to the 48-yard line, maybe the 49. We'll wait for an official spot. Not going to be a first down,
Yeah,
but it's going to bring up 3rd and short.
Ball's on the 49. 3rd and a foot. 3rd and a foot.
and it go first. 3rd to go and how much?
49-yard line. Conley rolling. Will get across midfield, gets the first down. A few more.
Picks up 3 and a first down.
This drive for JP Stevens started on their own 19-yard line after the muffed kickoff.
I don't think Conley has been under center at all. I think every snap has been from the shotgun. I thought maybe that he might, if they were running a quarterback sneak or something, that he might come up under center there, but we're able to get the first down there.
Receivers spread out. Connolly looking, passes it, pitches it to Boonin, but dropped by Tim O'Sullivan.
It's a loss of a yard for the Hawks.
O'Sullivan comes up, and again, another play for minus yardage. The Bears defense
2nd and 12.
very good at penetrating that line of scrimmage. They did it last week against Piscataway 9 or 10 times and have about as many of those plays tonight against JP Stevens. Second down and 13. Wide receiver split out to the top of the screen. 2 wideouts below on the bottom. Dropping straight back to pass.
Uh-oh.
Dropped and intercepted by Justin Price.
By Justin Price.
There's where the pressure results in a turnover, as that ball just kind of floated up there.
Bears will take over 1st and 10 at midfield.
Second interception thrown by Connolly, and Bears will take over at midfield, 1st and 10.
Good job by East Brunswick bringing some pressure there. And again, although we didn't have a lot of time there, Connolly has to make a decision, either get rid of that ball early or run with it. You just don't want to throw one up for grabs there.
Price with the handoff, carries several defenders with him, gets about 9. Ball down at the 41-yard line, 2nd and 1.
then one.
Moro Tucci going all the way for the Bears at quarterback. He also leads the Bears in scoring now with 36 points on 6 touchdowns.
Movement there on the right tackle, number 66. Dylan Messia.
Procedure against the Bears.
I thought maybe you guys were going to work 6 on the field.
A pretty mistake-free game. Only the second penalty in the game, 1 on each side, or 2 on each. Actually,
right.
2 on J.P. Stevens and 1 on East Brunswick. Weber trying to dance it around right side. Doesn't get much. Maybe 2. It'll bring up a 3rd and we'll call it 5. Bears need to get to the 40. Ball's just inside the 45, so call it a long 4 or a short 5. One wide receiver split left. Tucci looking to sneak his way through. Gets it beyond the 40-yard line and is met by a host of Hawk defenders. Forward progress will be stopped at the 37-yard line. A pickup of 8 and a Bears first down.
And again, both teams, for the most part, have been keeping the ball on the ground for this third quarter, so the time has really been running. There's under 2 minutes left here in the third quarter. And East Brunswick has done a nice job here in this third quarter. Very efficient, being able to move the ball in chunks.
Price, the lone setback. Now Weber in motion. The inside handoff to Price, breaks it outside, picks up a block by O'Sullivan, and there it goes, Justin Price. 37 yards for the touchdown.
And I don't want to, sorry, Ken.
No, go ahead.
I don't want to give him too much credit, O'Sullivan there, because it is his job as a receiver downfield to block, but those are really, little things that your team needs to do. That could have been just a nice long game by Price, but by O'Sullivan doing a good job downfield blocking, Price was able to get in the end zone. So those are little things that you have to be happy with if you're the coaching staff there. Just, little attention to details that's going to help you out in the long run.
Tyler Janchik on to attempt the extra point. Scholl picks the ball up off the turf. Barely good. A little bloop shot with the 65-degree wedge there. And East Brunswick's up 35-0 here. Now, does Coach Borden's demeanor change up in a big game? You probably played in games where it's been a blowout like this. Does his demeanor change on the sideline?
I don't know so much if it changes, but I think in his mind probably right now he's kind of thinking, we have a game next week. If a couple guys are banged up a little bit, he's going to slowly start taking some guys out. Also, as a coach, you have in the back of your mind, you don't want to embarrass the other team, and so the play calling, things like that, you might change slightly, but you want to stay, the guys that are on the field here, you want to have that same demeanor where you want them to be successful. You want to maybe see some guys in some spots in case of an injury or something. You want to see, what guys can fill in and play. So you're still looking at a lot of stuff as a coach, but I'm sure in his mind he's thinking about, maybe with Tucci, since he goes both ways, giving him a break, and if guys have some injury problems. So he's definitely thinking of some things out there.
Janchik with the line drive. Rivato hit him again.
He should be down.
And he's down, yeah. Kevin Muriel picked that ball up on one knee and is down at the 17-yard line.
One thing you don't want to do as a coach is kind of have that demeanor where, okay, the game's over, because then, sometimes your players see that and, and they get that feel. When you're out there, especially a game like football, any sport you play at this level, you have to be ready to go. If you ease up a little bit, that's where injuries happen, and then it's kind of a waste of time for you to be out there. So that's just another thing.
Connolly going all the way at quarterback for the Hawks. Hands it off to Boonen, who's trying to run it around the left side. Does manage to get through that first line of defense and gets it out to about the 24-yard line.
And I've been impressed with him, Eric Boonen. He's had a really nice game for the Hawks. He's been playing hard the whole time. And I think for the most part, for J.P. Stevens, obviously they're down 35-0 here, but I've seen them stay, for the most part, pretty positive. They seem to be playing pretty hard. So, that's got to be a positive for them and their coaching staff there. Haven't done anything stupid in terms of getting frustrated in any bad penalties.
And that is the end of the third quarter. Bears up 35-0 on J.P. Stevens. Well, EBTV is going to be broadcasting and rebroadcasting a lot of the games that they've covered in the month of October. I guess it's better than watching reruns of the presidential debates. This particular game, again, will be on Wednesday the 22nd at 10 p.m., Saturday the 25th at 3, and Sunday the 26th at 5. But other games that have recently been broadcast or taped for broadcast on EBTV, the girls volleyball match versus Bridgewater Raritan will be on Friday the 24th at 9 p.m. and Saturday the 25th at 1 p.m. The girls soccer match against Piscataway will be on Thursday the 23rd at 10 p.m. and Saturday November 1st at 1 p.m. A lot of activity here, and again, the EBTV crew will be coming out next week. The game here against Woodbridge, as well as the November 7th game against Perth Amboy here from J. Doyle Field. And also one of the other features that they do, they pull out a vintage game from the past, put it on air on Sunday nights, usually about, I think, 8 o'clock.
Yeah, sometime around there.
Second down and call it 3. Ball on the 23-yard line or so. Dropped immediately as Boonen there. No gain. Ball on the 23 again. It'll bring up a third down and call it now a longer 3, maybe 4. Third and 4. Ball on the 23-yard line. Third down and 3. Connolly with the keeper, breaks it through. Ooh, it's going to be close. They'll have a measurement or a spot here.
Just from their initial spot, it looks like they're going to get it.
And a first down.
You're already starting to see some, and we'll try to update you if we can, some new players coming in the game. I noticed that Tucci's out now, giving him a break on defense. A couple other players have been shuffling in and out for East Brunswick here.
Connolly, delayed draw to Boonen. Boonen breaks it through, and he's going to get 10, maybe 11 on the play, bring it out right near the 40-yard line. They're going to mark it between the 39 and the 40, but it's still another first down for J.P. Stevens.
Doing a little shaken up on the play there, but he's a football player. He scampers through that hole quickly and then is able to break some tackles.
He's also been serving as the last line of defense there when the Bears rush Connolly.
Yes.
First and 10. Connolly drops straight back. Ball tipped at the line. I didn't see who got that tip, but tipped and falls harmlessly incomplete. 2nd down and 10. Nine minutes remaining, 4th quarter. Bears looking to preserve the shutout here. Connolly dropping straight back, firing downfield, overthrowing his intended receivers. Down there was Rocco Mazza, number 5, but seriously overthrowing.
Yeah, I thought he had him too. And there's some as a D-back there that you're kind of licking your chops there when you have a chance to pick the ball off there.
Kevin Lance closest, number 14. 3rd down and 10. A little confusion there on the line. Connolly looking, had his receiver, Kevin Muriel there. Muriel just couldn't handle it. Had enough for the 1st down, but maybe was trying to run with it before he caught it. And that will bring up a 4th down. Casey Scholl, Dustin Scholl will drop back for the Bears to receive this punt along with Timmy O'Sullivan. Connolly drops back and punts. Well, at least we know he doesn't kick off. He quarterbacks, he punts, plays defense.
Right.
Snap is good. Ooh. Almost getting in there on the block, but that ball is going to bounce back. And actually, that punt was for a negative
about
6
7
yards.
Right, 6 or 7 yards there.
As that ball went off the side of his foot and took a backwards bounce. So yeah, that punt was a net -7 and gross yardage of -7. So the Bears are going to take over with excellent field position. And that'll be on the 34-yard line. So we'll see now with the offensive changes here. Casey Scholl, number 19, looks like he's going to be in at quarterback.
That's one of those things, I guess it's tough as a coach. You're down 35-0, why not just go for it there anyway? And then after you do a -7 punt.
We'll get the backfield in a minute. The handoff inside to Andrew Chitone.
27.
Andrew Chitone, 27, gets it down to the 30-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4.
Probably the only guy now that has a whole season knows how to run that car on that skateboard. Really? Yeah. You'll be here every week.
We have the teaching class.
Yeah.
Every guy's going to come
Full house wishbone backfield there. Scholl hands it off to Ryan Dalton, 32, gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
Ryan Dalton with the carry.
Same yard line.
The pickup of 3.
That's all right.
I see one of my former students that was just in that game. That previous play ran off, number 75, Ryan McSpedden, who got in there. I'm just looking at his 6'2", 211. So I remember Ryan when I was much taller than him. Now he's a much bigger boy than I am.
3rd down, long 5. Casey Scholl looking to break through, but gets it across the 30. Not much else there. It'll bring up a 4th down and 4, or 3, long 3.
Brings the ball to the 34-yard line.
Ball on the 28-yard
Bringing up 4th and 5.
line. It'll be a 4th down, long 5, and East Brunswick's going to go for it here. little bit out of Jančik's field goal range. That would be a 45-yard field goal attempt. Schold had it, bobbled it. The ball's popped up in the air. It is picked up in the air by the Hawks, number 54, 55?
54, right.
Or was it 55? No,
54, I think.
No, 55 got it, but we don't have him, unfortunately,
okay.
on the list here. The official of the, let me see if we got it on the other list. No.
I don't see a 55.
But fortunately for the Bears, one of them tackled him before he could go very far with it. There wasn't many players between him and the goal line. And Piscataway will take over on the 32-yard line. Second turnover for the Bears. Or it's going to be J.P. Stevens, yeah. Boonin gets tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
There's a tackle behind the line of scrimmage by the
As the Hawks unable to make any movement on offense with 3 minutes and 12 seconds left to go.
One other thing probably East Brunswick wants to do, I'm sure the players as well as the coaches here, is not have a let up here. And, you know, it's always nice to have a shutout to shut out a team. So I'm sure that's one thing that, you know, both the players and the coaching staff would like to see happen here. So I want to make sure they don't give up a big play here.
2nd and 12. Connolly drops back, looking, firing downfield, has his receiver Muriel, and this time completes it. But no, well, the Bears defenders are saying that he dropped it, but the back judge is had his back, or the player had his back to the back judge, so we don't know if he bobbled it on the way down, but he landed kind of funny on it. Maybe got the wind knocked out of him. Kevin Muriel caught that ball at the 43-yard line. And that'll be a large gain for the Hawks.
Yeah, and Ken, you make a good point there. From where we are here, kind of saw him make the catch, and then as he was going down, it was tough to see where the ball was. And then it kind of squirted out late. And then the way it looks, I think you might be right that maybe he just got the wind knocked out of him there. It's never a good feeling.
And Phil Hossler, the athletic trainer for East Brunswick there. Kevin Muriel is going to have to sit out a play here as the injury timeout was taken for him. Hotel changes here on offense. Muriel had a chance earlier in this game. They had a pass go right through his hands. But now J.P. Stevens working on the Bears side of the field. Dropping back straight. Rushes not as
He's got him.
persistent.
A little short. Ooh.
And dropping back in coverage for the Bears, breaking that up. Anthony Goodzak, number 45. Yeah, you're right. He had him wide open, and that's good recovery there to get back on the ball as that ball fluttered a little bit. Wasn't a perfectly tight spiral thrown.
Well, if this guy really wants to score, he's going to have to call timeouts with the clock stopped. He's not calling any timeout.
2nd down. 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Connolly hands it off to Boonin, and he falls immediately and slips right there on the Bear logo. I don't know if it's any more slippery. There was some question about that last year during the Thanksgiving Day game. Was the first game on that field that painted logo would be a little more slipperier than the other plastic grass, if you want to call it that. It sounds like an oxymoron, plastic grass, but a loss of 2 yards on the play, 3rd and 12. Less than a minute to go here. And talking here in the press box, I overheard somebody saying, that, why isn't he calling a timeout? And if he wants to score, coach for JP. Now, Connolly dropping back, now looking, fires down the middle. Trying for Muriel over the middle, incomplete.
Connolly with an incompleted pass.
4th and 12.
4th and 12 for the Hawks.
And this is the way the clock is running here. This will probably be the last play of the game, barring a quick completion out of bounds. Connolly looking, firing, going deep.
Good play by Goodzak there.
Goodzak intercepts it. He's trying to break free. Does break free. Loses his shoe in the process. And gets tackled out of bounds. and the J.P. Stevens off receiver down there, all he had was the shoe. And that is our ball game. The Bears preserve the shutout. 35-0, our final score. And after last week's heartbreak, you have to really just enjoy this. Everyone got a chance to play, or a lot of players got a chance to play.
Yeah.
They performed well on offense. 2 turnovers, 2 fumbles. Okay.
Right.
But only 1 penalty, and pretty much a very good game after a rather lackluster first quarter. Again, our scoring, Moro Tucci, a 9-yard run. Timmy O'Sullivan, a 22-yard pass from Tucci. Mike Weber, a 47-yard pass from Tucci. Tucci on a 44-yard run, and Justin Price with a 37-yard run, capping the scoring for the Bears. Again, our final score is the East Brunswick Bears 35, the Hawks of J.P. Stevens 0. For Richie Whalen, I'm Ken Saroka. Thank you again to the EB technical crew for coming out and broadcasting our games, and have a great evening.